So we're moving on to the next type of graph. The first types of graph that we were looking at were stem and leaf. We were looking at line plots and bar charts. This one is pie charts. So some of us would have looked at this in primary school. Pie charts are basically circles, and we split the circle up into different sectors depending on the amount in each of the parts. So what we're going to need to remember for pie charts is two things. We need to know that there are 360 degrees in a circle, so that's really important. So what I want you to do in your notes copy is I want you to put in your heading pie charts, and I want you to put in these things. So 360 degrees in a circle, and the next thing I want you to write then is that you need to be able to use a compass and a protractor. Now I have a compass and a protractor picture here. The compass is the blue one, and the protractor then is the half circle. So just remember the difference. When I'm talking about compass, I'm talking about the one that you have to put your pencil into. Protractor then, that's the one that measures the angles. So if you want to give yourself a second, and you don't need to take down the pictures or anything like that, just take down that the main things here is that we have 360 degrees in a circle, and that we need to be able to use a compass and a protractor. So what I want you to do now is go get your compass and protractor if you have one. If you don't, watch the video anyway, and you'll learn how to use one. So first thing we're going to do then is I'm going to get you to, on a spare sheet of paper, I'm going to get you to use your compass to draw two circles on your page. Something along the lines of that. Make sure that you put in a black dot or some kind of dot. I've put in a black one here to show where the center of the circle is. You'll be able to spot the center of the circle because it'll be an indent. You'll be able to feel it in your page from where the compass made kind of like a hole using the point. If this is something you need to practice a few of them to make sure that your circles are proper. The next thing I want you to do then is to take a ruler and to draw two straight lines through the center of the circle. So through the black dot and hitting both sides. So you end up with something along the lines of this. So you should have two circles now with blue lines going through them. They don't need to go through the exact same way that I've put them through. Whatever way you want, makes no difference at all. Next thing then is we're going to take our protractor, and we are going to use that protractor to measure the angle between the lines. So what you need to do is you need to put the center of your protractor on one of the angles. So where the little kind of T shape is in the very middle of your protractor. And you need to have your 0 degrees running along the blue line that I had earlier. So if I go back to the previous one, I have made several kind of V shapes here. So 4 different V shapes inside that circle. I'm going to put my center point on the black dot, so the center of the protractor on the black dot, and have one of the blue lines going out the 0 degrees. So go out the 0 degree line. The next thing then is that I have the other blue line going up through the protractor at another part, and I check and see what number that's at. So on this one here, on this protractor, I have a 0 and 180 that blue line is on. So I'm going to go from the 0. And I can see it goes 0, 10, 20, 30, and about halfway between 30 and 40, I can see that that is my next blue line. So what I need to do is check and make sure that's the 35 mark, so I know that this angle here is of 35 degrees. So now that you've done that, you pick up your protractor and you put your 0 degrees on another blue line so you can measure another angle. So that is one angle. You need to pick up that protractor and move it so that it's now going to measure a second angle. Okay, so that is how you measure. I want you to measure all the 8 different angles that you've created using your circles and check and see what those angles add, or what those angles are. All those angles should add to give you 360 degrees then.